Hey Capricorn, welcome to your reading for your season, and I would love to wish you a happy birthday, but I can't. I almost already did, but I'm German, and by German tradition, we wish each other a happy birthday only like on the day or belatedly, and never like in the future, like into the future, like beforehand. We kind of think it brings bad luck, so I just can't. So I apologize for that. But let's get started with your reading. And I did a meditation beforehand, and it actually turned into a 2-hour preparation. And the two things that came from that preparation was, or the meditation, was Saturn is a great teacher, and the devil is in the detail. So this reading is happening under the guide of Saturn, obviously, and he is very particular about the way it needs to happen. So there's like, I feel like a teacher is like standing over me and it's like, no, you gotta do it right. No, not like this, like that. And if I do it wrong, I really have to start over or correct myself right away. There's one way to do it and no other way. That's also how I could describe it. So take it or leave it. It's kind of weird, but I kind of like it. I kind of like that, like the preparation that I did, the meditation and everything. It greatly improved my work and my understanding. So I hope this is also true for you, how it applies to your life or your situation right now. But let's have a look. Let's start the reading here. I've chosen the Thoth deck for you as the main cards. Let's see. That's a clusterfudge of cards on the floor. We have the Magician and the Knight of Cups, the Prince of Cups, and then one more card, please, for the future. Four of Wands, nice. And we have the Seven of Wands at the bottom. So we have the Magician in your past. So that's Mercury influence. So could be like a thought project, a communication. You're thinking about like a perspective on something. Also, Frida Harris, the artist of this deck, she drew at least 2 other versions of the Magician card, and they're quite different. So that's also interesting, like alternatives, but like I said in the beginning, there are not really alternatives here. There's just one way to do it. And clarifying it is the Sun, the Nine of Wands, the Tower, and the Queen of Cups. So let's put these nicely up here using all the space that we have. Okay, so the Magician is clarified by 2 other major arcana, the Sun and the Tower. The Sun is a very ordering force, also about consciousness. It kind of has its fingers in every pot, so to speak. It has to, because it's like the heart, like a literal heart in our bodies. It's governing every other organ or tissue in general. It decides which organs need good fresh blood with a lot of oxygen in it, and which organs can do with, I don't know, B blood, so to speak, like second grade blood or whatever you call it. So we have, it's like there is, yeah, it can, something can happen in two ways. Something, but one is the right way and the other one is not right. We see it here, like the two tree of lives. Well, there is not two trees of life. There's only one tree of life. I can't even really say trees of life. Tree of lives, trees of life. It's kind of weird. These cards are all have symmetry axis in the middle. This one's a bit off, but not much, by these two women not exactly marrying each other, but they're holding hands and spinning around each other. This one's symmetrical, this one somewhat is. And what I had to prepare for your reading, before your reading, was actually a tree of life. I'm just gonna show you. It's a bit skewed and stuff, but this is actually what I'm working with, and it is symmetrical as well in itself. It has two columns here and one column in the middle with the moon, the sun, and the stars, or like the origin. It's a bit more complicated, more abstract as we go up. And what I'm want to point out is this area here. It looks like another Sephiroth, like all these circles are called Sephiroth. But this one is not, though it appears like it, like also geometrically it's kind of like, yeah, you kind of think there would be something, but there is nothing. And I see it kind of like the source of all evil, like this spot right here, because it kind of, you think there is something, but there's not. And this Sephiroth is called knowledge, da'at, in Hebrew. And it's kind of funny when you think about like how knowledge can be misleading, and the difference also between knowledge and like true wisdom. It's quite important to understand the difference between the two. So these cards just generally remind me of that, and I don't know where you're at, like if you agree with me on where I'm at, but your situation in the past has something to do with that. So probably about the knowledge wisdom kind of connection, I would say, like the difference between the two, and that not all knowledge is like golden. Not all that glitters is gold, or how do you say it, basically. So yeah, can we know more about this? Let's take this beautiful deck, because it just talked about golden, or gold, the color gold, and this one's golden, so it's kind of sparkly. It's kind of cool. So what else can we know for Capricorn and the past Capricorn season, for Capricorn season, so to speak? Okay, I see lots of major arcana, but they just turned around, and I only take the ones that flip out. But something is working in the background, something big. We have the Four of Pentacles. What else? No, that was not right. That was just my clumsiness. No. Saturn is not having it. I call the Four of Pentacles power, by the way. Like, you know how you, Capricorn, can kind of strive for power, for responsibility, really. What is power without responsibility? It's just poof. It's just a lot of hot air, so to speak. Not in the sense that you talk a lot, but in the sense that if you strive for power but you don't strive for responsibility, you're not striving for anything really. You're just trying to make your ego bigger. Thank you. And we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, the Seven of Swords. I call it divine discontent, this card. 10 of Wands at the bottom. And that's what I feel like Saturn is doing to me. Divine discontent. He's like, no, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You gotta strive for bigger things or better things, or this particular narrow path, to use some Bible language. Otherwise you can't move forward. Like, if you don't do it right, I'm gonna stop you every time. That's what he's doing. Or she. Actually, in my word, Saturn is a female force, but it's kinda... Saturn is already so high vibing and so far out there, so to speak. It's kind of hard to understand, like, what is really masculinity and femininity up there, so to speak. So it's a bit harder to understand. 10 of Cups, interesting. That's, for me, a warrior card. The warrior going out to the battle to save his family, or to have the chance to get a family, to have a family in the future. What's this? Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune was just turned around and I just happened to see it right now. Interesting. Okay. Knight of Cups. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups. The present moment, which could be like, yeah. It is right now, basically. Could be a bit earlier, a bit later, but pretty much right now. And we have the Princess of Cups. And let's put you down here. 5 of Wands. The Lord of Strife. The Wheel of Fortune. What? It wasn't the Wheel of Fortune that I saw. It was... Why did I... Sometimes these major arcanas, or... yeah, they're called differently. Which one did I see? It was not this card. That's so odd when this happens. Justice. There's another card that turned around. No, it's not this one. 10 of... no. Fortitude. Oh, that's Fortune and Fortitude. That's what I mixed up. Interesting. So let's put you aside here. Fortitude. Number 8 and number 10. Fascinating. Yeah, this reading is difficult. Like, finding the narrow path here is not easy. Something about a shield. There's a shield. Oh, can you see? No, you can't see. Sorry. There's a shield down here with a line on it. And this wheel kind of also looks like a shield. And I've saw the 10 of Cups and I was reminded that it is a warrior card for me. And then because it's double Mars. Well, it's not double Mars. It's Mars and Earth, but still very dense and potentially negative energy. So something about a fight right now, something about defense, needing to defend oneself in the background of what was in the past, like this insight, this perspective that you've gained about understanding that not all knowledge is golden, or however I phrased it. Yeah, it's, I mean, this kind of looks golden too, the Hermes figure here with the with these, I don't know what to call them, totems, items around him. Is that a monkey in the background? Is that a monkey? Yeah, I think that's a monkey. There. Interesting. There's a monkey in the background. There's a monkey in the background throwing wrenches into the system, into the machinery, into the what are they called? Blocking the cogs of wheels or something. You know, like a clock, mechanical clock. Throwing wrenches into that. Maybe we're dealing with a monkey in the background, and that's why Saturn is like, no, we're not gonna listen to the monkey. We're not gonna listen to the monkey brain. Because, I mean, Mercury is also... yeah, the magician is also Mercury, right? Interesting. Interesting reading. Okay, let's return to the Knight of Cups, though. The Knight of Cups is Scorpio energy. It is truth-seeking. It can be poisonous. But poisonous in the sense that... well, the intention is to let you see the truth, and we might argue about the means, though, let's say. And below, or clarifying it, we have the Princess of Cups, or the Page of Cups. And the pages are the cards for me that are invisible, that are working in the background, that are so high vibing, that we can't, like, not see them. And the Page of Cups is closely associated with the Prince of Cups, or the Knight of Cups, as the Princess of Cups is associated with a Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius season. But it doesn't have, like, all the other court cards, like a direct association with a sign, like this is Scorpio, for example. And that's what I mean with the pages are not as visible as the other court cards because they're so high vibing. And with increasing maturity, they become more visible, or more down to earth, more tangible, so to speak, more mature. And the Princess of Cups is a very emotionally innocent card. Sorry for that. I forgot to mute the computer again. It hardly makes a sound, but every once in a while. Yeah, so the Princess of Cups is also imagination. It's like the Page of Wands is like the first emanation of everything, so to speak, like an equivalent to the Ace of Wands, but in a slightly different kind of way, because the tarot is complex, and we have the court cards, we have the minor arcana, and then the major arcana, but Page of Wands and Ace of Wands are somewhat equivalents to each other. So it's about imagination, I would say, here, sensitivity, emotional sensitivity, but then we have the Five of Wands, and it gets really tricky, because the Five of, like, any 5 card is a difficult card, because it is associated with Mars, and Mars is a limiting energy. It's like Mars and Mercury are the ones that can say no, like the archetypes that can say no. All the other planets, archetypes cannot really say no. You can kind of argue about Uranus and Saturn. They're kind of somewhat outside of the system. You can make an argument that both can say no in their own way, but it's a different kind of no, or their no influences us in a different way than Mars and Mercury can. Like, Mars and Mercury, Their no is really a no. It's like boundary, bam, discernment. And the Five of Wands is about us as a person, like persona, I call this card. They call it Lord of Strife here, but I don't agree. Like, our personalities are not about strife in themselves, so, and it's, I kind of want to say, maybe it's about imagining a new way how to see ourselves, how you see yourself, and it needs to be a very particular new version. Like, not that it's random, like nothing is really random. I don't really believe in randomness, but since there's a monkey in the background, like I said here before with Dad, with a fake Sephiroth here, there is knowledge and there is knowledge. And when you have seen something, you cannot excuse me, really unsee it. I've got a frog in my throat now. Monkey, what are you doing? Get out of my throat. Oh, that's really uncomfortable. I don't want to cough again because I think I'm just gonna make it worse than better, so I'm just gonna ignore it as best as I can. But it's almost, yeah, it's swelling up a bit inside. Not that I really have the feeling that somebody's throttling me, but it kind of has the same effect. So let me say again what I just said, and maybe you have seen something and you cannot unsee it. And based on that, maybe you're changing right now. And maybe there is a force in the background trying to push you in a different direction, and you're supposed to, like, according to Saturn, to stay in your path. Because you're doing it right. Okay. Yeah. There comes to mind again what I said here. Defense. The shield. The double shield here. The wheel that looks like a shield, and the actual shield here in the strength card. Which is, like, it sounds a bit scary, but I think we always have all the help that we need in the background. We just need to become aware of it. Like, for me, one of the things that I thought of today, or was reminded of, that's one of my realities and I should be more conscious of it, is that I am never alone. Like, in this, of course, like, I am physically alone. I can be physically alone. I'm actually a lot alone physically, but it doesn't mean that I'm never lonely. But I know that's one of my realities, that I can never be alone because I'm always in the presence of other beings that I cannot see, good or bad. Doesn't matter. But the consequence of that is that I can never be alone. And so I think we are guided and help. We receive a lot of help all the time. So maybe that can help you. So let's look at the future, the Four of Wands here. What can we see about the Four of Wands? Thank you. Again on the floor. Judgment. Okay. I like it. One more card, please. 2 cards. No, actually just one. One is one is fake, but I don't know which one yet. So we have the Ace of Swords, and then the Lovers. But which one's fake? Which ones is the monkey wrench? I don't know. I can't really say right now. They both have a sword on it. The sword is cutting. What is that? Cutting the snake, cutting the chain, but does he have a head? Yeah, he kind of has a head. Like it's on the side. Is it? Yeah, but he doesn't really have a face. You can see his hair and his helmet, I think. That looks so strange. And then there's this ominous snake. Huh. Yeah, I don't have enough information here. Yeah, let's take this one here. Can we know more about the Ace of Swords or the Lovers or both, and to decide which one's fake and which one is not? Which one is the path that we're supposed to follow here and which one is not? I mean, the Lovers is Gemini. It's the gemination in itself, the twin nature per se. It's so weird. And we have the Sun and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, choices. We have choices. We have a choice to make here. And it's not that super obvious. I mean, you could argue with like what I said, like the twin nature, it's the Lovers, that like one is the original, one is the copy, one is the fake, and one is the good one, the like God and the devil, so to speak, which would mean the Lovers are not what we should follow. With the Seven of Cups, like choices, there's not really a choice here. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. There's not really a choice here. It just appears to be one, because at the end of the day, we want to go back to the original source, like the one source, not the fake one, not the fake Sephiroth that we have here in the Tree of Life, which is actually, just to completely explain it, makes another Sephiroth, another Tree of Life, like what we see down here. Some people just put it like right next to it, like how we see it here, or they flip it around. So they like one is like, this would be the fake one, and then the actual one is up here, and the meeting point is the Earth. Kind of like also the resembling the concept that we have about hell and heaven, hell being below and heaven being above. And we are at a meeting point right in the middle of it. Yeah, so Ace of Swords, I guess, then the path with the Sun that we're supposed to follow. Like, it literally says like follow the light, basically. But then again, follow the light can be very misleading, I think. Because that's what the devil does, like the obvious one, like the obvious light in front of you, which is just like a dim, tiny little light, but and we can't really, like, it's hard for us to perceive the higher light, because we kind of lost like our like the perception for this higher light. Sometimes it seems like that to me. But the Ace of Wands also tells me again, like, what you really know, true knowledge, cannot be forgotten. You cannot really not live your own truth once you've discovered it, I want to say. And then it's a path towards true transformation, towards something that is uncomfortable, and that, like, where we lose control, where we don't know what's going on, where we almost, not just almost, but we're subject to outside forces. But then again, do we really believe that there is such a thing as outside forces when we have understood that the outside world is a reflection or representation of the inner world? So it's kind of like, yeah, there is something outside of ourselves, but then again, there is not. So, which stretches us out in a way, in like, but hopefully not thin, if you know what I mean. Like, we are stretching across many dimensions. We are reaching high up, but we're still grounded very much in the lowest density on Earth, in our body. But understanding that we're not our body. We have a body, we're associated or connected to a body. We're very fortunate in that, I would say. To have this opportunity to make these kind of experiences. But we're not just that. We're not just our personality. And we can just change our personality when it is time, when we're asked to do that. I have not talked about the Seven of Wands yet at all, which is here, the underlying card. This is my card that I call Volition. It's called Valor here. Kind of pretty similar. Like, some cards are really, I have a very different understanding of, but here, this is similar. It's also a card that brings together Mars and Venus, like the masculine and the feminine forces. I mean, all of, like, the entire tree of life with the two columns here on the side is about masculine and masculinity and femininity. So this side here is the masculine side, and here with Venus at the bottom, it's the feminine side, obviously. But then I also think that here, which is called, like, this line is called the abyss in the Golden Dawn tradition, there's a flip around. So Saturn becomes feminine, and then Uranus becomes masculine. But then there's also something entirely funny going on, because the uppermost Sephiroth, called Cather, or which means, the crown, is a threefold Sephiroth, or associated with three numbers, 1, 2, 3. And one of the things that I had to think about in the preparation for this reading was that it's actually not 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 3, 2. Which it's a bit hard to explain, but it's basically about the Hebrew tradition, how they understand Cather, or Keta. They have 3 other concepts that make up Keta. So it's the highest frequency, it's the highest expression of life, so to speak. It's somewhat the origin, or perhaps it is the first thing that comes from the origin, because there might be, like, what is beyond it. Is that really the first thing? I don't think so. It's probably something that we really can't grasp at all before that. And one of the things that I've been told is, this is, like, these Sephiroth are all associated with a number. This number 1, number 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So always, like, you start in the middle, and then you always go first on the feminine side, which up here is first the masculine side, so this is masculine. Then 3 is feminine, then another feminine, masculine again, 6 neutral, 7 feminine again, 8 masculine, 9, 10. But the first Sephiroth is threefold. So obviously that means, although this is number 1 because it's the highest Sephiroth, it's actually associated with number 3, which is in essence very similar to how Christians see their God, like the concept of Trinity, which I was reminded right now that that's also the name in the Matrix movie for the the female character there, the main character, Trinity. Anyway, random. And this this Sephiroth, the highest one, is threefold in nature, because it's the first one from our perspective down here, this earth. But it's not associated in its essence with the number 1, except that it is, of course, a unified concept because it's just one circle. So it is basically a paradox in itself. But there's another paradox that I just discovered, and I associate the stars with the uppermost level, so the 1, probably, like the unity of all unity. And there's nothing going on there. Like, literally, there's no movement, there's nothing, it just is. Being in its most neutral, unmoving form, so to speak. It just is. And then comes pleasure. Like, there is pleasure about being. Like, not the kind of pleasure or understanding of pleasure that we have here on Earth, but more like a very passive kind of positive feeling. Like, that's the first thing that is beyond just to be, basically. And then, which is associated, I think, with Neptune. So that would be 2. And then comes 3, which is the first movement. But it's not a lot yet. It is the preparation for an actual movement, because Cather in itself has everything in it, but it's just pure potential. You cannot talk about any form of expression or emanation or that kind of stuff yet, because nothing has been created or emanated yet. It's like an egg that has egg yolk and egg white in it, but then there's also part of the egg where everything, like egg white and egg yolk, but is, I don't know, but it's not egg yolk and white because it's neither, because it doesn't exist yet. It's just, it's hard to explain. So, and then it becomes not 1, 2, 3 as I first thought. It's 1, 3, 2, and that kind of says to me that the number 2 is less important than we think, because we count 1, 2, 3, and we have a good reason to do that. It's not wrong to count 1, 2, 3, but in this abstract kind of highest vibing part of the tree of life, or just in Cather in itself, it's we need to count 1, 3, 2, because the first thing that appears is the 3, and there is no 2. The 2 comes after the 1 and the 3. That's what I'm trying to get out, I guess. Kind of weird. Very, very weird, but I have to share it because it was part of my preparation here for this reading. And yeah, I started talking about it with the 7 of Wands, with Mars and Venus, volition. What does it have to do with volition? Like standing up for your own beliefs? Is that just it? Like whatever you need to stand up for, like what you have seen, what you cannot unsee, what you know in your heart, what your own truth. Is that like, yeah, because defending oneself definitely needs some valor, some volition. if you're not convinced that you or your perspective is worth fighting for, you're already lost. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, you don't even need to show up for the battle, because the battle is over before it started. Yeah. Fascinating. Okay. I hope this helped, Capricorn. I did like my best. This is my best. Yeah, I hope it helped, and happy Capricorn season.